We are going live.
Okay, let's see what's going on with this shit.
The voice are okay.
Wait,
We are going
it
live.
hasn't started yet. Okay, let's see what's going on with this shit. Okay, I can hear myself. Let's see what you will do.
Test. It's okay. Oh my god. The voice are okay. It's
Wait,
okay. We are going
it
live.
hasn't started yet. Okay, let's see what's going on with this shit. Okay, I can hear myself. Let's see what you will do.
Okay, so I guess we can start. It's okay.
Okay, I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's well. Yep. Now we can just wait for some peeps to join up, right? To join up and ask the damn questions.
Hello everyone. Already 9 people, Rex.
9 people already. Hello, my friends. Hello.
Yeah, today we are streaming for the free channel as well.
No, there's no. I mean, we're already 8 minutes late. Shit, Arnaud. Holy shit. How can we be this irresponsible, right?
Hi, Satoshi Nakamoto. Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, Satoshi Nakamoto, thank you, sir. Thank you for creating Bitcoin. We have finally found you, man. Oh, so many people today. Right, I guess today was a good time to have a little stream coming on, right? Hey guys, so welcome back to yet another stream. The last stream we had was on 19th of May. Where was that? Around here. Okay, so not much has happened. We had a couple of shorts since then. Before we get started, if anybody has any questions about any alts or any wants any alts being analyzed or anything, we are here. And me and Arnaud will try to answer them the best to our abilities, right? So any questions about trading or alts or anything in general, right? And I guess we can just get it started now if you're already we can't let the secret. We can get started on Bitcoin as usual, right? So as we mentioned, let's do it a little bit on the micro side. As mentioned, the last time we had a stream, it was about the 19th, right? And if you guys remember, we said on weekly, right? Man, when you're trapped in the range, right? When you pump so much and you come to these sort of positions of resistance and you kind of create a range in a weekly candle, and then the very next week it's inside that range, you can remember that we mentioned that there's a high chances that this candle will test the bottom of this candle, right? And that's exactly what has happened, right? And we're hoping for some more, right? We're still hoping that this will be tested all the way down to the wicks, right? Like it was back in the past, right? We're still waiting for that to happen, right? Bearing this, we can now go back to the lower time frames. If I remember correctly, prove me if I'm wrong, Arnaud, we had a short. Wait, where we had short? Okay, we had one short here. We got missed here, right? But I think we are missing one more short in Bitcoin. I think we have some more plays. I remember this one from last night, 98970, right? Right on top.
Yep.
And the profit target right here, so that was a really nice play. But I think we had something more here. Didn't we have like something more, or did we have it up here and I don't remember? Okay, so anyways, I think we had like 2 trades on Bitcoin, right? So looking at this, we still haven't lost this support, right? We're still holding this support down here, so I'm gonna call this that it's still possible for us to get filled on our 9,200 trade, right? This is quite still possible. If it goes above this trade, then I'm gonna start looking for these 2 macros here, right? But I'm gonna probably skip this level then and just go for the very first top of it, right? Because the point of Bitcoin is they usually push the maximum, right? I mean, they usually push to the maximal limits, right? And as you can see here, Bitcoin always pushed to the maximum limits, right? I mean, look at this, right? It always pushed to maximum. It's only recently that we now sort of rejected quite prematurely, if you can say it like this, right? We ejaculated prematurely, right, Arnaud? Right, from the very first resistance, which is something you almost never do in Bitcoin, right? Almost never do in Bitcoin. But I'm gonna ask you this, Arnaud. Do you think, right? So up here, BitMEX was quote unquote they got a lawsuit against them, right? And they went offline, right? They went offline on this candle to say to kinda they have to reset their engine and everything, right? Now, do you tell me is this coincidence that after this point, volume started going down and that we start pushing so hardly, right? And we started retracing at the rejecting at the first resistance as possible, right? I
I'd
mean,
say it's hard to believe it's only a coincidence.
yeah, exactly, right? I mean, as soon as BitMEX is pushed to change their system a little bit because they're in fear of being sued, or I mean, they already are being sued. Now, price action is doing a complete turnaround to 180 from what it did up to this point, right? Complete turnaround. But okay, right? Okay, there's still some real volume left. The volume has gone down, we can see that. And I don't think, like we just said, I don't think that's coincidence. During this, if this is not break, or should I say that this entire reason is not break, then this trade is still very much possible. If this one breaks, or I'm going to say it like this, if this one even tags the low of this one, we're probably going to be taking another short in this area. Probably going to be taking another aggressive short in this area, and then hopefully for a breakdown, right? Because why not follow the pattern if it clearly works, right? If Bitcoin is doing that as a new price action, then we're going to follow the pattern and just abuse the shit out of it, right? I mean, just trying to make some money on the manual trades, right? About the stop loss placement, still don't know because I want to see some more price action. But if it's gonna be like this, I'm probably gonna place stop loss above here for this trade, right? For this trade, and probably a little bit lower. Probably a little bit lower. I will have to go into like 15 minutes and dissect it a little bit further, right? But it's gonna be around there, and it's gonna be posted on the manual trades as we usually do. I mean, on the
We got
trading.
an interesting question
Yeah.
here, Alex.
Yeah.
So, with all the hedge fund and investment bank getting into BTC, do you still think the price will go down?
Yes, most naturally, yes. I mean, I have to still think that because due to weekly phases, right, as we stated many, many times, it's still bearish, right? It's still bearish. So now we can still retest. We can still retest 7,400, and in retrospect, we can still retest this. Then it's up to these 2 points what we do next. If we can't break the bullish action, right, which we can't now predict where the bullish action is going to be right now because we have no completed structure yet. But we can assume if you can't break this, right, then essentially you'll go lower and lower, right? You'll go lower and lower just like you did here, right? Lower and lower and lower, right? Until you're gonna hit a break it or make it spot, I like to call it, right? Which is down here, about here, right? And here you really gotta start doing an accumulation pattern or something else for you to start pushing higher, right? This is gonna be a make it or break it spot, right? Same as much as it's right up here right now, bear, right? So this is your make it or break it spot. If you go above this, you have high chances of going into bull. I mean, you technically are in bull. But I'm gonna say with the current volume that is happening around the board, if we break it or make it, if we break it for the bull right now, it's gonna be a shitty one. Like we're not gonna expect all these alts to really make a run for it. I mean, they will make some sort of a run, but not as nearly a strong bull as we had on 20 mils, right? Because it's not going to be a realistic bull, and we can always see that. And if there was a realistic bull, the volume would be on peak right now, but it's nowhere near the peak, as we already stated and researched, right? The most of the volume is fake, and retail traders are nowhere around, right? This is why we are hanging in the same zone for 3 weeks already, and we are hanging at the make it break it spot, right? And I know the logic of people is when they say, okay, so if we keep on grinding up, it's gonna break eventually, right? But when you're hanging around these spots like this, it's usually the longer you hang around there, the worse it is, right? The worse then the repercussions are to the downside, right? Same as what you had last time. You hanged around this point, which was make it or break it for bull, right? You hanged about 3 weeks, and then on 4th week, look at how hard you crashed, right? You crashed quite hard. So yeah, hanging around here in such a big range is not an optimal thing for you to do, right? So yeah, even those all these hedge funds and investment banks, blah blah, entering in, I do still think it's gonna be bearish. Let alone it's quite to speak of, right? I mean, most of the banks won't be buying up here. That's one more thing, right? I mean, they don't want to buy up here, right? That's the logic, right? If they're gonna be buying, they're gonna be buying down here, or they're gonna be buying down here, right? This is the only spots where banks would be or should I say investment funds would be able to enter. Unless if they're playing around with like 1% of their customers' portfolio and they just throw it inside, just for the, so the people are hedged. I mean, the people have all the kind of different stock portfolios that would outrun everything else, or should I say outrun the recession in the next 10 years, right? That's totally different gameplay, right? But I don't think a lot of hedge funds and banks are gonna be investing in a coin that they think that still can go down for like 50%, right? I mean, you gotta think it. You gotta look at it from their perspective. They have to give you a quarterly performance, right? And for Bitcoin, for a hedge fund, Bitcoin is a death sentence, right? Because look, one quarterly performance, they're gonna say, look, this happened in one quarter. Or should I even say this happened in one quarter, right? So what are you gonna go to your investment say like, shit, we lost 60% in one quarter, right? So the next quarter is gonna happen. What are you gonna come and say, oh look, we made 140% this quarter, right? It makes no sense. This is not exactly an ideal spot for the hedge funds to be in, right? They usually swing around for like a couple of percentage each quarter, right? But well, dependently speaking, now that we had Corona, they all swung for a lot more than they are used to, but still, right? You have to protect your client's money. It's a whole different ballgame to what normal trading really is, right? Okay, so pretty much for BTC, as we said, still bearish outlooks. We're still shorting mid. We're still in shorts, right? I mean, still the main short from all of here. Still holding that one. Had this short, had a little profit target here. See what happens next, right? I'm trying to still capture another short here. We'll see, right? I was hoping for another short up here, but I guess I'm not gonna get that one. Depends what this area is gonna do. I'm still gonna stack my shorts, right? They're all already break even, or I mean on all of them I took already profit target and moved the stops down as well, right? So everything is set up for me to go. And if it's going to go for a runner, then we're gonna make good money. If it doesn't go for a runner, then we obviously gonna get stopped, right? And we're gonna look for the next place. In between those, we also played. Wait, what else did we play? Okay, so we called a trade on EOS. Wanted to mention here, EOS is already the video posted from last night, right, Arnaud? Something like that?
Yeah, but yes.
Okay, so EOS was super dangerous play, right? So what I was trying to sell in video, we missed this entry spot right here. I have no idea how we missed that, but we missed this entry spot right here after observing it for so long. And I even made this area and said, okay, if it's gonna do retracement here, I mean, an early signs of reversal, I'm gonna start looking for entry. Somehow I still missed it. So what I did, I entered a super aggressive trade because this is a really nice level up here. So it's either gonna hold this or it's gonna go all the way down here, right? Sorry, all the way down here again, right? And which I don't want to really see. If I want to see any sort of reaction, I want to see it to hold right this, so you can tag this, or possibly even this, right? So in this case, if you manage to take this trade, I'm gonna already say that you can move your stop loss all the way down here, and basically you make the trade break even, right? I mean, it's a minimum loss, right? So it's so you can sort of quote unquote say it's a free trade, but not really, right? So yeah, if anybody took this trade, it's already on, right? Then we had Dusk Btc Trade. I received some hate for this one, but as a matter of fact, if we look at it from last night, it actually played out, right? The first night when we said we have to close above this, we did. We did close above this, then we took the trade in this area. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, we took the trade in this area, right? And we hit one profit target. Wait, what was that? 23727. It was around here, if I remember. Yeah, it was around here, if I remember correctly. We hit this profit target, and now I guess it's just gonna die off. Yeah. So yeah, and eventually it was a pump and dump coin. The guy who mentioned that was right, but at least, it doesn't mean you can't play, right? I mean, it was still cool, 11 or 10%, right? It's definitely decent still. Now there's one more level to react on this trade, and it's probably gonna be this one. Let's just see. We gotta draw an area again. It's gonna be at this one. This one is probably gonna react as well. It might be a little bit stretched out, and probably the stop will have to be located on the bottom. Let's just see how much percentage that is. Okay, it's about 6%, which is not too bad, right? It's not too bad. So this one is for the next one, and to see what's gonna happen here, we already have to take our profit target. Let me see, already up here. Yep, that has to be first profit target. Gonna stretch it out a little bit just to get that 1 hour. Yep, and then the last profit target up here when we originally took the trade, right? We can front run it just a little bit, and again you got about 2 hour trade, which is not too bad, right? Which is not too bad, so to speak. We had this. What else did we have, Arnaud? What else did we have? Oh, yeah, Teller Btc. We had this, right? Set times. I mean, it did touch the top of the box, but set times. I didn't get filled on it because probably too many orders were front run above me. And it made 4%, right? I mean, that's that nice. Not that I really don't like trading low Satoshi coins. And the issue I have with low Satoshi coins, as you can see, the percentage of trade right here, as you can see it, right? The soon as you move it for 1 Satoshi, right? Oops. The soon as you move it for 1 Satoshi, look, you see, it goes from 60% to 12%, right? And if you're trying to use a stop loss on it, you're gonna get flipped, right? But when they go up, they also make you a lot of profits, right? Like, look at that, 45% move in. What was that? What was that? Yeah, 45% move in like 7 days, right? Sick, totally sick. And if you look at from all the way to the top, it was actually a 54% move. So definitely a sick gains. But you know, it comes at a high cost if you get stopped. Sadly, we didn't get feel on this, but it was definitely a nice trade to consider it. Okay, so this was one trade we had. I think we talked about XRP the last time. What we soon said that it has to happen, and sadly it didn't happen yet. I mean, yet, right? We said that it has to go above this, at least to like this, right? So we get some sort of action like this, so then we can take the trade here. And sadly it's not happening, right? Sadly it's not happening yet, so we can save that one for the next week and see if it's gonna be like, if it's gonna happen. This I'm gonna call it anyways in the group. I think that it's gonna go up a lot. But you know, again, XRP has been sluggish for a while right now. I mean, definitely it's no secret it's been sluggish for a really long while right now. And even if I check it on XRP USDT, it's been sluggish here as well, right? Compared to dollar coins. You also had this week when somebody market sold, I don't know how many millions of XRP in the market, you know, so that one is probably kind of gave boost to the XRP BTC as well for being a little bit more sluggish than it should be, right? And thus we still haven't had a good possibility of a trade there, I mean, or entry, right? Same, I wouldn't trade USDT run. Like the here, I would only short it, right? I would only short it. There's nothing else I would do in this chart, right? And even that, I'm afraid that we already missed this opportunity to short it. It's definitely an ugly chart for XRP, and it's definitely XRP has to step up if they want to do something, because I don't think they will ever see a new top again, playing like they did, right? We're still sitting in Link USD short since we already had that. Since we already played that Binance competition, right, Arnaud? Still sitting in, that was like from start of the May already, right? We already got the profit target here. Then we said it's probably something like this is gonna happen. We got filled perfectly again, right? And now again, it's gonna hit the profit target. And hopefully this time it goes a little bit deeper, right? It definitely has to go a little bit deeper. There's another short I've been sitting here for quite a while. BNB also. It's been taken up a long while, right? Setting it since here. This was during the competition. We set up a trade here, around here, and we're still sitting in it, right? Right now, it took like 20 days to get filled, and gave first profit target almost immediately, right? But now we're still waiting for some more action to see, right? All of these USDT pairs, or should I say alts, will fall now compared to these ones. But the problem is most of them you can't short it, right? You can only short the main ones like we did here, right? So what we held that we held Litecoin. Oh yeah, Litecoin, we draw something the last time we said, right? And it's currently playing out. So for the Litecoin, we did this the last time, right? So what we said again, that it has to tag this or possibly this, and then we will retrace all the way back here and we will take the trade at it, right? And now you can look at it, it sort of did, right? It sort of came close, right? So now we can analyze this, if this was big enough for us to take. And I'm gonna say, since we did come above here, I am kind of itching to take this one. And since we already have EOS here, I'm not gonna take it here. We can take a little bit lower or not, you know. We can take it a little bit lower. If it's gonna be filled, it's gonna be filled. Because if this one is gonna be filled, then EOS is gonna be stopped, right? And then we at least have this trade to go forward with, right? So we don't have to force it. We can kind of hedge each other against it, right? So that would be the trade. We can set it right here with the stop loss. It's only 2% stop loss, which is actually fantastic. And in this case, I'm gonna use the red line for the profit target. I don't think I would be placing my profit target anywhere else. I'm gonna front run it just a little bit, gives us a good R, and then I'm gonna assume that it's gonna tag this as well, and this is really what I would mostly sell out my position. But if anybody wants to have a wild run, then you can obviously go for this one, which then brings it up to almost 6%, right? This is definitely still possible. So I'm going to say, I'm gonna copy this in and send it to you, Arnaud, so you can
that will be posted, yes,
yeah, so
in
you
the
can
trade room.
post it in the trade group as well, guys, so no need to worry. We'll be posting this one in. I'm just sending it to Arnaud so we can do it after the stream. Yeah. Oh, let me just readjust the stop loss just a little bit. Okay, yeah. Wait, need to copy paste it now. I can't set it. Okay. I think this is a good trade. So yeah, like I said, if EOS is gonna get stopped, this is gonna get filled, and one of those two trades will give us a reaction, right? Okay, BTC is actually moving lower as we speak. Okay, so looks like we're not gonna get short up to 9,200. That's a sad one, right? Possibly we're just going down to here, and then if it goes down to here, like we said, we're gonna be taking short all the way up here somewhere. We'll see. Let's first see how it's gonna happen, and then we will call the short again. On the trading view, right? Sorry, on the trading room, as I said. Wait, we also have, let's check out Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum only tagged this resistance. Oh yeah, the last time we mentioned here, Ethereum only tagged this resistance and left these two untouched. Which this is both of them were tagged by BTC, right? But Ethereum is vastly falling behind. And even if I remember correctly, we had a trade on Ethereum BTC during the competition times. Okay, so yeah, like we said, okay, so last time we said it's probably gonna reject here, and look at that. Pretty nice, huh, Arnaud? I mean, we almost nailed it to the dot where it's gonna reject. So now if it's rejecting here, what do we do, right? That's a good question. From this side of perspective, now I'm gonna have to expect for Ethereum BTC to go back to this box where we first talked about long in it, right? So now, if I'm trying to achieve something in this, I'm gonna have to hold this box for me to go and possibly have another go at this blue line, right? So in this case, I'm going to delete this and see what kind of a position would I do. And in this case, I'm gonna have to move the box a little bit higher.
Yep, Silvio, we will talk about Theta USDT just right after.
Oh yeah, we will talk about Theta USD, yes. Okay, I'm gonna move the box a little bit higher right now. And in this case, if we're doing a long position from here, let's see what's in. We place a stop loss. That's again a 2% stop loss. I don't think we actually have to do this, Rick. I don't even want to see it go that deep, right? If it goes that deep, I'm probably invalidated, right? So I'm gonna do it to like this week right here. And I would actually bid it, yeah, have to bid above this, right? So in this case, we have to be, our stronger position has to be a little bit up here, right? Has to be a little bit up here, but definitely we have to split the buys, right? We have to split the buys. We always have to start buying here on the top of this range and buy all the way to the bottom. But I'm thinking that these two entries will only be hit if they're gonna be hit, right? It's gonna be these two entries right here. And if these two entries are hit, then we have an issue because our first profit target is quite near, quite close, right? In this case, I hope it's gonna be hit, because the R percentage is not that high, right? I mean, it's only 1%, so you're welcome to skip this. It's only 1%. I really gotta take profit target here already, because this is gonna be a resistance point. And if this one is hit, then the next one we can take it a little bit across the blue line or all the way to the top, right? So again, it's leaves off for like 2% trades, which is not again bad. It's definitely better than nothing, to be honest, right? So minding this in business, we can already see that even this chart is bearish, right? I mean, we can see this chart is bearish. So looking at going to Ethereum, back to Ethereum, it's probably no different story. And like we said, right, definitely Ethereum was shortable, and it was a lot more shorter friendly than Bitcoin was, because look at this, right? It didn't break this top since 30th of April, right? So this top has remained untouched for a month, while Bitcoin has been, you know, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So for Ethereum, definitely if you're not in the shorts now, we missed them. Definitely can't take any more shorts here. But if we lose this area right here, if we go under this area right here, touch the bottom of this area like I'm hoping to, around here, I'm going to be looking for short here and here, right? Same thing as Bitcoin, right? But you get to choose one, right? You don't short both of them because they move quite frankly quite closely together, right? So you're either shorting Ethereum or you're either shorting Bitcoin, right? I wouldn't mix both of them together, right? Unless it's planning on taking like a half position on Bitcoin and a half position on Ethereum, right? So that would be kind of your best bet against them, right? So yeah, guys, again, if you got any questions, feel free to ask them and we will go over them, right? So we got Babata Silvio as Theta USDT, like you said, Theta USDT. What did we do on Theta USDT? Oh shit, Theta went up. Theta went up. What? That's all we got? Is there any other charts? Okay, let's see. Okay, that's all we got here as well. Shit, what the hell did Theta have, man? Did they have some news or why did they pump so
Theta
much?
will be linked to Samsung Galaxy. That's why, Alex.
Ah, I didn't know that. So we had a trade here. What was this? Did we have a trade here? I can't even remember. Oh, we had. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember this. Oh shit, yeah. We said that we missed this trade, and now we're gonna only hope for this one. But if I knew they were linked to Samsung, man, I would be way more aggressive. I didn't know that. When did this news release? I guess news released here.
I think it was a bit later.
Ah, okay.
Really, really,
Okay, I didn't know that we had such a strong news, right? I mean,
it's quite recent.
okay, Theta reached for new highs. Like, you know, when I see a chart like this, right? I mean, we already have a reason what's gonna happen, right, guys? I mean, come on, right? Even if they're linked to Samsung, this shit is gonna happen all over again, all over fucking again. And this chart really reminds me of Raven Coin, right? Right? Look at this shit, right? Pump like crazy, bam, right back to the bottom of it, right? Reminds me of this chart quite a lot, and I guess Theta is gonna be no different in this case. So on USDT, on BTC chart, we have a lot more information that we do on USDT, but let me just check it. I'll check it on both, but let me first see what the Bitcoin says, right? Okay, so for the trade right here on Bitcoin, we're gonna have to aim for this. You wanna do it? The only problem is, yeah, probably the stop is gonna be a little one wide side, right? Yeah, okay, 6%. It's not too bad.
Okay, 6%.
Yeah, but this is like the last profit target. I wouldn't take it any higher than this. I don't think it's gonna go higher, right? So then you gotta go to the left side to see if there's any resistance point here, and I'm probably in too high of a time frame. Scroll, 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 scroll. Jesus Christ, how far am I? Okay. Okay, yeah. So gotta take profits here already. Yeah, right here. Can go back to daily. Whoops, what did I do now? Go back to 1 hour. Okay, yeah. That would be 2 profit targets. But I feel a little bit uneasy when the chart pumps so much, so the only thing you're trying to capture is a little bit of percentage. You can already close a full trade here. It's not wrong, right? If you want to play it, it's definitely not wrong to close the full trade here. If you can save it, see what's gonna happen here. I didn't know they had such a bullish news. I would be way more aggressive on this trade right here. I would look it for aggressively. So that was my bad. But I'll also check USDT for you. Let's see what's happening. Also, basically the same thing. Basically the same area. Created the very same area right here. Which you gotta take the tops.
The only exception, if Bitcoin is gonna drop,
yeah, it's
USDT is gonna drop as well. So
yeah. So if you're in short on Bitcoin, you might as well rather buy it in Bitcoin, right? I mean, and again, I'm probably gonna assume the profit targets around here, right? Like the last chart, yeah, 1.6 can be a little bit front running. Okay, like this, and the last profit target, like we said, this one, right here. But like we said, it's not wrong to sell entire position here already, right? You don't have to be greedy on it. But if you are in position of a Theta right now, I'm gonna say it like this: if you're still holding it, right? If it goes under this, and you got like 2 candles underneath, you gotta sell something, right? You gotta take profits for sure, because this one is gonna retrace, as they always do. They always go and they retrace down, right? and this one is not going to be no exception this time around. But a 460% pump. Holy shit, that was a nice pump. Too bad we missed that one. Actually, from the beginning of the pump, it's actually 800%. Holy crap. So really, too bad we missed this one, Arnaud. Too bad we missed this one. I guess it pays off to have insider news, huh?
Yep, of course, yep.
Okay, Solid ADH, we haven't checked this one. Okay, this one played out as we wanted it. Definitely respected this very, very well. And right now, again, quite similar trade to what we are seeing on EOS, right? It's gonna be right here. It's gonna be right here. We can put a little bit, fine tune it just a little bit right here. The stop loss right under this, which is about 6%, and this, I'm gonna just take it like this. Simple as that, guys. I mean, there's a good profit target, there's a good continuation of the bullishness right here. So if it comes back here, see this profit target. If it can't break it, we sell everything immediately, right? But if it can't break it, hold it up here, and you got yourself 3.6% trade or 21 on the coin, right? So definitely just going to continue with this one up. Quite a simple trade, and definitely one of the better performing coins. If you look at it from all these main coins, it's one of the better performing coins, right? I'm still curious if we can make it all the way up here, right? But then for that we probably need like a bull run, or at least some positive news like we do there, right? Like we do have them on the Theta, what we just observed, right? Definitely some sick news. Oh yeah, so we also played, right, this one. Let's not forget our most favorable played coin. I mean, this one we played it quite great. I mean, I got zero. I got zero doubts about this one, yeah. So we longed it here, right, Arnaud? If I'm not mistaken, right? We longed it from these 2 points. We had a profit target here, we had a profit target here, right? And the last one was here, I think, something like this. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about the last profit target, but this one was pretty nice. So what I'm planning for this coin right now, right? So this coin is either gonna react again from here, right? It's either gonna react, because this is the main area of the entire chart, right? It's either gonna react again from here, or it's gonna go towards newer low, right? If we lose this area right now, it's just gonna go towards newer low, and then we will have to wait for something like this to happen again, to close above this one, so we can take it again, right? But as it soon stands, I mean, this trade, if you wanted to take it, it was already filled, right? I mean, it was already filled. And I'm gonna say it, if we are linking the trades from 1 to 10 by the terms of riskiness, I'm gonna say this one is about 6, right? Why? There's another reason, right? We dropped in volume, right? But we didn't drop as much as volume as I would say that market maker is not present anymore, right? Because market maker wasn't present here. Here it's still possibility. The volume is larger than I expected it, right? And mind again, this is Binance IAO, right? So possibilities are still possible. I mean, it's still possible that we have a decent chance of rocking with the market maker, which is exactly what you want to be doing on levels like this. So I do want to place my stop loss a little bit lower. Let's just see on the lower time frame if there's something. I do want to place it down here, but then it's going to be a little bit fat for this position. So there are 2 possibilities for stop losses again, right? So on hourly it's possible down here, but on 4 hourly it's up here, right? So again, it's up to you guys where you're going to place it. If you want to play it safe, or you want to play it a little bit more boldy, if you ever want to play it, right? Because this one is, like we said, technically it's been over already. And if you're gonna take it all the way down here, you gotta take the profit target here already. So obviously, if you moved your stop loss up to all the way to up this point, this profit target changes considerably in terms of R, right? And if this is your first profit target, then also your next one is gonna be all the way up here, because what you want to play for is that this is gonna go higher. Because if it doesn't go higher than this point, it's gonna die anyways down, right? So you have to break this on the first try. Tag this one right away, and then see what happens next from this one, right? So if you're losing the good stop loss, it's 5.3%, which is quite much, definitely quite much. And if you're using this stop loss down here, it's about 3%, which is still again quite a nice trade, right? I mean, I wouldn't mind 3%, right? I'll be doing a video about this trade today again, right? So we can post it tomorrow. So yeah, this trade will be in terms of a video. But yeah, like I said, risk level is higher than what we're usually used to, right? It's not the first touch trade. It's not the best trade that we usually take. I mean, we take better trades. But yeah, you can see there are some possibilities on the market. We have shown you a lot of these possibilities, right? Definitely plenty of the options, right? So we can slowly wrap this one up, guys. If there's no other questions, we can wrap the stream up, and then we will be seeing each other next time, right? Do you got something to say, Arnaud? You got any ideas what we could still talk about?
It was pretty clear, so if there is no more question, I think, yeah, we can close that. And
yeah, but then let's give it a couple of minutes if people are gonna ask some more questions. If not, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, of course,
Oh, look at that. Dash is still playing out like we said, right? I mean, down here, it's coming. It's coming, Arnaud, I guess. How far it is still? 30%. I guess we still have to wait like a week or something, right?
For the next or even the...
You know, my fear is when you see like, okay, so now you see it's like 30% away, right? So then you don't check it for 2 days, and then on the third day you check it again, and then it's already filled, right? That's the biggest problem I have with those positions. Because if Bitcoin drops, this is gonna get filled like in an hour, right? Possibly in an hour, Bitcoin drops like for 500, 600 bucks, right? But if you post it too soon, right, and then it gets filled in like a month, then nobody's gonna know about it anymore because the order book is gonna be so far behind in trading's channel, right? Opinions on EVT. What the hell is EVT? Huh? Taiwan ETF? Okay, so Janar, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to explain to me what is EVT because I have no idea. Or is this like some shortcut for a fund, trust fund, or is this like a shitcoin? Wait, is this like a shitcoin or something? We can check here. EVT. Energy Web Token. What? Never heard of this one. So it's supposed.
I think you have to go on CoinTrader for that.
Yeah, but let me see. Let me first check what. Oh my gosh! When I see this leak. Okay, so this. These are not my sort of exchanges, right? I can already see these exchanges are meh.
Maybe we can still take a look on CoinTrader, right?
But I don't. Do you have the link to the CoinTrader?
CoinTrader, just type CoinTrader on your...
CoinTrader. Okay, CoinTrader.
Oh. And on that one you can find
EVT. Wait, it's not. Oh, Energy Web Token. Yep. Oh my gosh, this is clearly market driven. Well, I guess you don't need me to tell you that this was a really good spy spot. Oh wait, this doesn't even work. Oh, what? What the fuck?
Okay.
What is this? What is going on? Okay. Don't need me to tell you that this was a really good trade, right? Right here, really good entry. This would be my entry if it's going up, right? And now since we went above it, I would like to see it to go above a little bit more, right? Where is my brush? Okay, so now I want to see it a little bit above before it goes back down, right? It has to pump like it did here, right? It has to make a considerable move away and then come back. Again, it has to make a considerable move away and then come back, right? And fill me up, right? That's what I would do if I was trading this coin, right? But beware, you know, because this is clearly market driven. Market maker driven, sorry, what I'm trying to say. Because you can see it's been doing this pattern, right? Why is this not working? It's been doing this pattern, right? And it's quite a consistent part of market maker, right? So now if this started to drop down, get out of it. Because if this is gonna drop down, it's gonna drop like hell. It's a new coin backed by companies like Shell, Vodafone, only on Liquid for now. Okay, let's be honest. I mean, it's probably not backed up by Shell or Vodafone, right? I mean, I very much doubt that, right? I mean, they could make this shit up. If they were backed by such companies, you know, the exchanges here would look much, much different, right? But okay, I'll give you a benefit of doubt here, right? I said, if it goes all above here, you can feel it on this position right now. But like I said, beware of the volume. If volume starts dropping, get the hell out of here, because it's gonna drop like hell. This, with all these shitcoins like this, they all operate kind of the same way, right? So I'm already used to this kind of stuff. Been traded a lot of those, so I can only give you a warning there. Well, I guess this is all questions we have for today, Arnaud. I mean, we had a pretty good stream. We will be seeing you guys again next week, exactly same time on the 2nd of June already. Shit, it's gonna be a new month. It's gonna be summer, huh? Yep, gonna be seeing you exactly the same time next week. And I guess this is it, guys. Then goodbye, right?
Take care of you guys.
Take care. And Arnold will post the trades that we just took here or observed here. And
Yeah,
we'll also
obviously,
be
yeah.
posting some videos, right?